What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm Senpai from Stonks Society, and welcome back. So today we're going to be analyzing ticker TWLO, TWLO, and we'll primarily be using the Fibonacci retracement tool for the bulk of this analysis. So today we're going to be showing how you can effectively use Fibonacci retracement in two methods. We're going to be doing Fibonacci extensions, which can help show potential price targets to the upside. And we're going to be using Fibonacci retracement, coming down into a retracement, and we can look for a potential buy area. So first, whenever we look at a chart like this, so this here is the 1 year, 1 day chart on TWLO. You can see massive run up since the March lows into this region up here. So today we're going to be focusing on this upper region. This is going to be the bulk of our analysis where we're interested in. So we see here, we're back zoomed in. So first off, whenever we start with one of these charts, I always mark off my price levels. And some of them are more intuitive than others. But you can see here, we have this first one, 374.49. This is the previous all-time high. And we have here 358.18 acting as support resistance. Again here, 341.7, again resistance and into support here. And then lastly, this 326.24 level acting as this resistance, finally break through and turn into support over here. You're probably wondering how I have these levels up here, because there's no price action. So you can see TWLO here, all-time high is 374.49. We're looking to potentially break through that level and make a new all-time high. So TWLO has never traded above 374.49. So there's no price history previously that we can use to potentially use as a guide to see where we can potentially see resistance. So this is when the first method of Fibonacci retracement is very useful. So we're going to use this extension tool. So we have Fibonacci. So whenever we're looking for this extension, we're looking for two levels, a high and a low. And in this case, we're going to use this high right here of 374.49 and this low down here of 326.24. So why do we use these? Because this is the most recent high and low that we're interested in for a retracement back up. So we take, whenever we're looking for this extension, we always start from high to low. So we'll place high to low, and we get this projection. So you can see here, I only clicked twice. I've clicked one here for the high and here for the low. And then all of these lines here are automatically generated, and I'll highlight them. So you can see these blue lines here, automatically generated with that Fibonacci tool. So you can see now quite clearly how these three price levels were drawn. So you can see the 387.2 lines up with this Fibonacci, this 397.8 lines up with this Fibonacci, and this 403.66 lines up with this Fibonacci. I don't have the exact levels because I just eyeballed it. But you can see very clearly that these are the three levels that I got from this Fibonacci extension tool. So that's how, when TWLO potentially takes out this previous all-time high here of 374.49, we break through that level. Where can we potentially see incoming resistance to the upside? You can see these three levels would act as good resistance levels. So that's the first method of using Fibonacci that I use personally on all of my analysis. So the second way now is using this Fibonacci retracement to the downside. So with this, you're always looking for a potential buy, a potential entry into a continued move upwards. So with this, you always look for, again, a high and a low. But in this case, we're going to use a different high and low for this case, because we're looking for, you can see here, we have this nice impulse upwards. It's a nice move down from this 254 region all the way up to 374. So about a $120 move, quite a big move on TWLO. So we're going to be using this nice bullish run as our impulse up. So we have this move up, and then we reject this level. We form a resistance. When we come back down, this here is called the retracement. We retrace back down from the lows to the high and back down. So this part here is where we're interested in for retracement, for a potential entry. So how are we going to generate this? So here this is already generated, but I'll do it again to how I found these levels. So we take the Fibonacci tool again. We take the low to the high. And in this case, instead of going from high to low to get the extensions, we want to go from low to high to get this retracement. And you can see very clearly, this is how I generated these lines here. So on these retracements, you can actually hide which lines you don't care about. So for me, when I do these retracements, I only care about these specific lines, this 50%, the 61.8%, and the 78.6%. Why? Because these are the most commonly seen retracement levels across all charts. Sometimes we can undershoot and it'll only retrace to 38.2, and sometimes this 78.6 won't hold and that will just be an invalidation. So typically I keep these three specific percentages only shown when I'm doing a retracement like this. So again, it's the 50%, the 61.8%, and the 78.6%. And that's indicated by this box area. Again, now here we have actually two lines in this indicated as these two gold horizontal lines. So this bottom line is actually the 65% retracement. So the 61.8 and 65% collectively this is widely known as the golden pocket. So golden pocket basically shows a level where on a retracement from an impulse low to high, we come back down and retrace. This golden pocket area from 61.8 to 65% is a decent area where if we can bounce from this point, that we can potentially see a great buying opportunity with price shooting back upwards. And you can see here, that is exactly what happened. We went from low to high, come back down to retrace, and we respected the 61.8 to 65% retracement, the golden pocket. So this doesn't always have to hold, but just keep that in mind that this is a great place to buy if we do get that retracement. So I'm going to delete this now so we can see a little clearer. That's the same line, 3 lines here that we indicated. And I just like to personally put a gray box around it to indicate that this is my buy box. So I personally call this my Fibonacci Buy Box. And we can obviously draw this on multiple different time frames, but this one here is the one I'm interested when doing this specific analysis. So again, to get this box, we go from low to high on a big impulse run, and then we come back down to retrace, and we get this box. So anything in this box is technically a good buy. We can hold the 50%, this golden pocket, or the 78.6. I'm not sure, nobody knows when this will bounce, but this gives you a good guide as to where we can potentially see a bounce. And you can see here, TWLO came back down, held the golden pocket of 61.8 to 65%. And you can see that's indicated by this other horizontal line shown as a support. This was previous resistance. Here, you can see that we rejected twice, came back up, had a big impulse candle with a lot of buying volume, right piercing through, and then we make a new all-time high. We come back down to retrace, and we actually use this level previously as resistance turned into support. So you can see here that we can see some confluence with this, this price level and this Fibonacci retracement. So from here, this is a good buying opportunity with TWLO that we can see, and you could have taken an entry here for calls for a bullish position on TWLO from, you would have caught this 326 level all the way up to almost a retest the all-time high up to this 373 level. So that is the second way you can use Fibonacci retracement. So just to recap, today we went over how you can use Fibonacci retracement in 2 methods. The first being Fibonacci extensions, looking for price targets and potential resistances to the upside using a Fibonacci, the Fibonacci tool, going from a high to a low. And then the second method we discussed is this Fibonacci retracement, where we identify an impulse from low to high, this big run. We come back down. This is called the retracement. We come back down to retrace, the previous move, and then we can identify a potential buy zone. And how do we identify that? We click from low to high, and you get this retracement. And you can see here, we held very nicely, and we have broke through this previous resistance line, and we're back up to potentially test these all-time highs and make new all-time highs. So if this was helpful for you, please make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you back for the next video. I'm not the girl that